back. It's week 7. We've had a pretty slow start. Bish with his 3 out of 3. Other than that, we need to get the ball rolling, and I think we've got some good things coming. We're going to rattle through these. But lads, how are you? How are you feeling this season so far?
I'll let the guest speak first.
Yeah, feeling good. Just recovered from London at weekend. I was there with Bish, having a good time there. But no, on the season, I need to come up trumps. Obviously, I was weighing the profit last season, and this year I've been a bit of a letdown so far. So I'm ready to bounce back with a winner this week.
Nice, yeah. Look, London were good, very good. Well looked after. Great atmosphere. I wouldn't say the best game, but it was good to be a part of it. And back to the bets. It's been a tough one. There's been a lot of, I don't know, defenses on top or offenses not quite there this year. There's a lot of unders going on, so I'm needing those points, to be honest. So interesting one this week. The player props from the games that I wanted out there. So I'm back to following you, John, on the spread. So we'll see how we get on with them.
Bish, I think you need to come back, didn't you? You had your big week and then you've had a tough one. Let's get you back on the fun, get you back in the action, and we'll get at it. But like you said, it's been tough, hasn't it? A lot of defensive play. It's been a lot of I don't want to say average games, but a lot of games that haven't been super exciting. And I think the way we all bet for the exciting action. I think we rarely pick unders. We rarely pick the negative side of the sport, do we? So we might have to give it another week or so. We might have to start looking that way. But Bish, straight into it. Let's take us through your first bet of the week, and we can get through it.
My first one, I've got the Browns -2.5. There were a little bit going on in the week with Deshaun Watson. His shoulder, is he in, is he out? I think the latest is he's been limited in training, so he's trending towards playing. And I just think this matchup, they're just way better than the Colts, I think, to be honest. The Browns are sort of built on a strong defense and a running game. That showed last week with the win against the 49ers. But, they're ranked number 1 against the pass and number 4 against the run. So defensively, they're outstanding, really. Myles Garrett is doing his thing, and they're making it hard for teams. And to back that up, that they're ranked 4th best in running as well. They lost Kareem Hunt, but Jerome Ford's doing his thing with Kareem Hunt in there as well. So I just see this going the Browns' way, to be honest. And I can't really make an argument for the Colts. If I talked up Minshew in our fantasy of a waiver pickup, and he threw 3 interceptions and conceded 3 sacks last week. So that's pretty disappointing for them. And I think it's all game script. If the Browns can get in front and then just grind it out, the Colts like to run the ball. If they have to rely on Minshew against that Browns defense, I just don't think it's there for him. So yeah, Browns -2 for my first one.
Brilliant. Tag, give us your thoughts on that.
I like it, especially coming off the win against the 49ers. I think they've shown the defense is the real deal now. And like I said, they'll be bouncing after that win and got a real shot at the division as well. I think that division is well up for grabs with Steelers and Ravens. Ravens didn't look too convincing at the game we watched. And the Steelers have been a bit up and down with a offensive coordinator under pressure. So, yeah, I like that bet, Bish. Good on you, mate.
Yeah, I like it, Bish. You might be seeing a bit more of the Browns in a little bit. So we'll crack on to your second one and we'll get flying in.
My second one is the 49ers over 27 points against the Vikings on Monday night. And, the 49ers, they're hot. Well, they have been hot. Obviously, they got that loss, as we just spoke about, the Browns last week. And I think a lot of that was down to injuries. Offensively, they've got some injuries. They had McCaffrey go out, Debo go out, and probably the biggest one for me is Trent Williams, the left tackle, picked up an injury as well. Talk is that all 3 look okay in terms of they've got a chance of playing. Trent Williams, I think he avoided a high ankle sprain, the dreaded high ankle sprain. So I think he's probably the one that's most chance of missing the game. But even with that, I think this Vikings team, they've lost Jefferson. Last week they went down 19-13 to the Bears. The Bears are not a very good team at the minute, and I just can't see. I just think there's too many points in the 49ers. The 5-1 in all the victories, they've had at least 30 points. In 3 big home games, they've had 30 points. The one loss was last week again, and they only managed 17 points. But they set the sort of the platform with the run game with McCaffrey, so it's obviously important if he can play and get him going. But whether he's there or not, I just think they've got too many points in them for the Vikings. And I praised the Vikings D last week, but back to normal this week, I think, for them. So yeah, over 27 points for the 49ers.
Fish, the only thing I've got to say is you did the big call last week about how the Vikings D are back. You've given the slaughter. You actually give a public apology to him, and then you're back on the slaughter within a week. But I do get it. Like you said, the 49ers offense is just crazy good. They're my Super Bowl pick. Having injuries throughout a game always it knocks the offensive plan out of shape anyway. A team's go into a full game normally having the plays set for the first half and the second half going into it, and it's always tough when they have to go on the fly. It's a very systematic game, football. There's not many teams that are super off the cuff, so yeah, I think that sort of, like you said, explains some of their loss. So yeah, I think they've got 27 points in the easy, Bish, but I'm following you on the Vikings call out. I'm hoping the defense does well, Bish, just so they can get back at you.
I hope it doesn't. I think the only thing I'd say against the 49ers is it's a short week for them. They play Thursday next week, so obviously they're carrying a few injuries. Hopefully they play, get the job done, and can put some bodies in bubble wrap. Come the second half of games rather than missing this week and concentrating on Thursday. But I think after that performance against the Browns, they'll want to bounce back, in style, and then carry that forward. So that's my thought process with that one.
Tag, what do you think?
I think it's a tricky one. I think Vikings. I think if they lose this game, the season could be done. They're 2-4. They go to 2-5. A lot of pressure. I think it rides on CMC for me. I think if CMC plays, they get it. If he don't, is that good? Makes that much of a difference. You saw him cock up touchdown and yards in a poor Panthers team, and that's how big of a player he is. So I think he's the big one for me. I think if he plays, Bish is in. If he don't play, I think you might see a big game performance from the Vikings. Get that bounce from them missing them players and know that the season's on the line every week now.
I like it. Tag, Bish, take us through your third one.
My last one, I'm going with the Bills here, -8.5. I'm a bit, I've said previously I'm a bit skeptical on taking over a touchdown against teams, but Bills against the Patriots, the Bills are racking up points. Well, they have been racking up points. They're actually coming off the back of 2 losses. Of course, 14-19. Sorry, not 2 losses. Of course, 14-19 win against the Giants, but then they lost in London against the Jags, where they were a bit, they came in late, they flew in late, and they looked like they were still on the plane for the first half. So going back to them, but before that, again, another team that racks up points. They're ranked 3rd in points. They average 28 a game, and the 3rd best against, where they only concede 14 points a game. And if you flip that to the Patriots, well, they're having an absolute nightmare at the minute. They're getting a bit of a beating in most games, to be honest. They're averaging, they're the 31st ranked team, so 2nd worst. They're only averaging 12 points a game. And sort of the Bills, as I said, apart from those last 2, the 3 before that, they've been racking up the points. They've not scored less than 37 points a game, 48 against the Dolphins. So Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, I think they can really light this up against a Patriots team who have got quite a lot of injuries on defense. Gonzalez out, Matt Judon, a massive loss for them as well with that pass rush. So again, although it's a divisional game and these games are generally tight, I just think the Bills are massively outclassing the Patriots at the minute. And I just can't see any other score than a big blowout here.
Yeah, I think, like you said, that it's not one of the biggest rivalries. It's up there in one of the biggest rivalries in football. The Bills famously would always get destroyed by the Patriots. However good the Bills were, they'd always lose to New England Patriots. But not this week, Bish. Like you said, they'll be coming, and it's not be one where I don't think they'll go easy once they're ahead. They'll be putting the slam down on a bad Patriots team this year, and the fans will be loving it. The crowd, everyone will be loving it. The players, the coaches. I think we're in for a big score this week, Bish. So I'm with you.
It's all positive. I don't know whether that's good or bad, going by previous shows, but
Tag, you've got the nod on. You agreeing?
Yeah, 100%. Like you touched on it there. The Bills have been the whipping boys for a lot of years to the Pats, and the tide's changed. I think also in that division, it's going to be between the Bills and Dolphins. I don't think they can afford to slip up either of them much. So I think the Bills will make sure they're putting on a show. And like I said, you tend to see a lot of teams after the London game take a bye, and it hasn't happened much this year. But I think you've seen that with Bills. They managed to still scrape the win against the Giants, and I think you'll see them bounce back this week with a top performance. I do fully agree. I think it'll be a big score. The Pats they're in the trench and they're struggling, and they couldn't even go to the Raiders and win. So yeah, I think the Bills will put a decent score on them.
Bish, your only issue here is you had 3 massive compliments for that bet, so that's traditionally meant it's not gone our way. But sure, I think we're all really confident in that one.
Yeah, I'm liking them. I think that, like we said, the biggest one is that 49ers one, depending on fitness. So that's a bit of a risk there. But the other two, yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
We've got another omen on the show. If we both pick the same bet, it's normally not gone well. But we're trying it again this week. My first one, I've actually got a different line. I use Bet365. I think Bish uses a different account. But I've got the Browns -3. Yeah, for all the same reason, we'll rattle through it. For all the same reason we mentioned earlier, I think it's a tremendous bet. It's probably the better. It's clearly one of the bets of our week. It's all over. The Browns are rocking on the back of a good win. Come on, lads, let's break the omen and let's have a double bet come through for us, and we're all laughing.
Yeah, I think that may be half a point. I got it on yesterday, so maybe that's the Deshaun Watson news and people backing that a little bit. So maybe that's where that half a point came from there, which could be crucial. Who knows?
Oh, don't! That's a horrible omen. That's a horrible omen.
When you cross the 7s and the 3s and the 7s, but no, I think they should have way more than 3 points. 3 points better than the Corks.
Yeah. Well, Tag, I think you're in agreement from what you said earlier. I don't think there's any.
Yeah. I think the other thing to add as well is it's given a few weeks for Kareem Hunt to get flying again now. He's been back a few weeks. You saw him score a good touchdown last week. And we know what there was like for a few years. Browns were Hunt and Chubb. But there was probably the best running back pair in the league at one point. Obviously, Chubb's gone. Hunt's back in. I like the look of Ford. I think they'll get that running game going again with both of them. And the Colts obviously are struggling a bit. Minshew is Minshew. And obviously Taylor is still finding his feet and not the Taylor we've seen in recent times. So, yeah, I'm all on board with you both there, lads.
Right, well, all positivity so far. Well, there's got to be one you disagree with. It might be this one, lads. For the second bet, I've got DJ Moore touchdown. I know for 38 points, we've got the Chicago Bears versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Yeah, I think this is, when I saw the over-under at 37, with how bad that Chicago defense is, I think this is all over. In the last games, the Bears have conceded 19 against the Vikings, 20 against the Commanders, 31 against the Broncos, and 41 against the Chiefs. That's just in the last That's in the last couple of weeks. I think the defense is terrible. It's a great game for the Las Vegas to get their offense going, and I don't think that Las Vegas defense is quite good enough to stop a touchdown or so from the Chicago Bears. I know it's a bit riskier because they're both not the best teams, but the Bears have had a good few weeks. They scored 40 against the Commanders against a bad defense, obviously 28 against the Broncos. And DJ Moore's had some terrific games. I think with a new quarterback coming in, he'll be looking for that number one wide receiver, someone who he consistently stays open. And I think DJ Moore, watch just on the eye test, is brilliant at catching while guarded. Why someone's there, he's brilliant at them contested catches, I believe the term is. It's what he's best at. He's not always wide open, but he gets his hand on the ball and he always gets close. And I think that's what a new quarterback coming in will probably just all rely on. Cole Kmet will probably get some, as Bish always says. A lot of new quarterbacks go for the safety valve and the tight end, but I've gone DJ Moore. I think he's having a terrific year on a really bad team. He scored 5 touchdowns, obviously 3 all in that one game against Washington, but he's got his touchdowns. He does get them. And I think this is just a game that I think we're in for a big score in one, lads, because I think both defenses are that bad. But tell me I'm wrong.
After you, Tag.
Has he news on Garoppolo yet? Has he not confirmed to miss the game yet?
I don't think it was positive. Yeah.
I think it looks like for me it's going to be backup quarterback versus backup quarterback. Raiders going with Hoyer. Don't really like him. And I think they'll run the ball a lot more, even more so than normal with Josh Jacobs, maybe for that reason. I think it's hard when you've got backup quarterback versus backup quarterback. I don't think you normally see many points. And if Jacobs is running the ball more, you're going to see the clock get chewed down quicker as well to not get them points. So for me, I don't mind. I do like the DJ Moore touchdown. I think you are right. It will be the safety valve for the backup. But I think where you might struggle, me personally, there, I think you might struggle to make them 38 points.
Fair enough.
Yeah, pretty well. An update from the Sleeper app 29 minutes ago. Garoppolo not in line to play Sunday, so yeah, it's not looking like Garoppolo's going to play. And for me, yeah, I'm following Tag on this one. I think it's one of those games that I probably won't be paying much interest to on Red Zone because I don't expect it to be flashing up that often. But hopefully we can jag it. You never know. Get those points. Like you said, anything could happen. Hopefully it's a massive Josh Jacobs game for my fantasy team.
Lads, I guess for the viewers watching, take that one in vain. You know what I mean? I think I've got a loyal support of about 2 people, and I think they'll be joining me this week, and we'll all be on it together, and I'll be laughing next week. But yeah, that's definitely the risky part. I'm pretty confident DJ Moore will get a touchdown. I think he'll get a lot of points. He'll fantasy wise, I'm happy to put him in my lineup this week. But like you said, the risk is the over. But let's hope for an exciting one. Otherwise, it'll be, like you said, a complete kind of waste of a game, won't it? So let's hope there is a bit of fun and at least something to take out of the game. My last one, lads, it's my Bet365 Bet Boost special. We've not been sponsored yet, but I'm hoping maybe if I land one, we'll get the sponsor. Get the sponsorship soon. I've got both teams. This is in the Las Vegas, the Chargers versus the Chiefs game. I've got both teams to score 20 plus points. Keenan Allen 75 plus receiving yards. And I've got Travis Kelce, 75 plus receiving yards. This is the old OK Corral shootout. It will be on like Donkey Kong. It's at 9 o'clock. So it's a red zone special. It's not on that 6 o'clock time, sadly, when most people are at it. But you finish your day, you flick on your football, and you'll watch one of the games of the year, I'm thinking. Both are good defenses. So I think the main men on each team will be getting the will be getting the ball more, but both are terrific offenses. Keenan Allen, so far, Tag always jokes about his injury record, but when he is on the field, he's at it and he's unbelievable. And obviously, Travis Kelce is just a freak of nature. Where I've seen a lot of tweets this week that they're comparing him to Gronkowski, and he's actually the exact same age, isn't he? And Kelsey's doing what all he's doing, and Gronkowski is a year or two retired now, and he's looking as good as ever. Kelsey, he's not slowing down, and both teams it'll be on. The over under is 48, so pretty high. I think that's indicative of a few of the good. I think they both got improved defenses on what they have had in the past. Chargers can't seem to win a close game, but I think that what they can do is always provide a close one, lads. So pretty confident going into this one.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs, as you said, Kelce, where the ball goes, that's that. Kelce gets his. So I'm not. Yeah, I think it's pretty high, 75 to be fair, but I think they're expecting a high scoring game. I'm quite impressed with the Chiefs defense, but I think Keenan Allen will get his as well. Since Mike Williams has gone out, it's Keenan Allen everywhere. 15, 18 targets a game. So I like the Chiefs defense. They're coming on a lot, the young players, but I think Keenan Allen will get that 75. And yeah, is it over and under? I'm not sure. What you said there, the Chargers, they always seem to keep games close, whether that's high scoring or low scoring, but they always seem to come out on the wrong side of the result. So, the points, I'm not sure, but I think Keenan Allen gets that. Yeah, and I think Kelce will be very close. If not, I think I'd lean overs as well. So it's just that points for me. How the game goes. If it is a shootout, then yeah, I think it comes in quite comfortably.
Yeah,
come on, Tag, give me some love.
No, I like it. I'm with. It's like I was going to say similar to Bish there, but I like the Allen overs. I love the Kelce overs. Obviously, Taylor Swift will be sat there cheering his boy on, and I think he received 125 yards last week, no TD. Mahomes has got his safety net in him. I think the points is the big one. I think last week Herbert, and Bish will tell you, I'm the biggest Justin Herbert fan in the world. Really like him. And I think he probably had one of the worst games he's ever had, if not the worst, for Chargers last week. And I do think he's a superstar. And I do hope he can bounce back. And then your bet looks really good. I mean, he's got that broken finger, but obviously non-throwing hand, so it can't be an excuse. He's come up with a bit of pressure the way he played last week. So, yeah, I do like it. I think the riskiest side for me will be whether Chargers hit them 20 points, because as Bish has said, the Chiefs' defense is the real deal this year for me, and they're looking good, looking really good.
Brilliant. I'll take the confidence. I think the shootout's on the way. The over-under does back it. That's why I was shocked it was 20 plus points, unless they think the Chiefs will just pull away with it. The over-under is 48, so it does back me up here. So yeah, I've got to hope they keep it close, don't I? Like Chargers do, they do find a way. They never seem to win, but they find a way. And let's win the first Bet 365 special and get the sponsorship, lads. We've got top right the punt, top left Bet 365. Let's have it. Brilliant. Tag, it's your turn. Take us through your touchdown treble.
Yeah, I put a lot of thought into this week, as always, but I am confident. I think we haven't got a price there yet because all the player props are there, but Josh Jacobs. Oh, is that me playing up a bit there? Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh my God, sorry. Yeah, I love Josh Jacobs. I think they're going to run the ball more. We've just spoke about how Garoppolo's out. Hoyer, not the best, obviously aging, and they're playing against the Bears, so I think are going to give up quite a bit of ball. So I like Josh Jacobs for there. The big one, the risky one, which I think you'll get a better price than what you would have in recent years, is Darren Waller to get his first touchdown on the season. I think he's been getting plenty of targets still. I jokingly said his partner won the championship last night in the basketball, and I think they're going to make sure it's a double effort this week, and Waller's going to finally get in there. He's been under criticism. And then my third one in the later game at 9:05, the Steelers have won George Pickens. I do feel like the coordinator's been under a lot of pressure, the offensive coordinator, and they've been calling him boring and not imaginative. So I think you'll see Pickett throw the ball a lot around more, and Pickens will be on the end of that. So we'll obviously get the odds up on that. Me personally, I'd be shocked if we're not looking around 14, 15 to 1, and I think it's going to be the first win of the year for Tag's touchdown treble.
Lovely.
Yeah, I like it. I think the only one, like I said, if they don't change is that Steelers picking George Pickens. I'm just sometimes they stick to the guns. These offensive coordinators, don't they? And they go down the way they want and try to prove it. That's the only risk. But if he does open it up, like you said, I'm totally with you on Darren Waller. He's on one of my other fantasy teams, and each week it's just ticking along, watching him getting more open now, isn't he? And they're looking for him more and more. Josh Jacobs is nailed on as you can be. But yeah, the Pickens one, if we see earlier on that they're throwing it about, let's have some fun, Tag, because you could be in for it. We could be in for a lot of success this week, apart from me apparently. But yeah, we'll all
no.
you two boys will be flying. But Tag, take us through the end, Tag. It's your first time on the show. This will be the second time because it will get uploaded after our live stream on Thursday night. But yeah, give us a bit of something to end the show on.
End the show, I would say that it's going to be a good week this week. I think there's going to be a lot of winners. I've been enjoying doing this with you boys, and like I said, I feel like I've been letting the team down this year so far. So in Tag we trust. I think overall I'm probably still in profit just since I've been doing it. So stick with me. You'll see plenty of wins come your way betting. Obviously bet safe, and you'll see plenty of wins keep coming in the fantasy for Team Goat.
Like, share, subscribe. Obviously, Bish, you go through all our platforms every week. Let's keep killing it. And yeah, I think it's ticking up and up on all our stuff. So get commenting, get liking, and yeah. Now Tag's joined us. Let's have a big one, and yeah, let's get it all shared about. See you soon, guys.